Hi everyone, this is Inspire Beautiful. Some people are not burned out because they work hard. They're burned out because they never feel allowed to stop. There is a difference because burnout is not always about workload. Sometimes it's about identity, who you believe you need to be in order to feel valuable. Many people learn very early that their worth is connected to performance. Being productive, being dependable, and being the one who handles everything without complaint. So they become highly capable, but also deeply exhausted because they are not simply working hard, they are emotionally overfunctioning. Overfunctioning happens when you consistently operate beyond healthy capacity. You become the fixer, the helper, the reliable one, the person who says yes before checking whether they even have the energy or bandwidth. And eventually, your life starts revolving around managing everyone else's needs while ignoring your own. At first, this behavior is often rewarded. People praise you for being hardworking, selfless, committed. But internally, something else is happening entirely. You are slowly disconnecting from yourself. One of the clearest signs of burnout is this: rest starts to feel uncomfortable. Because when your nervous system becomes attached to constant productivity, stillness begins to feel unfamiliar. Some people even feel guilty resting, not because they are lazy, but because they have tied their self-worth to usefulness. And that creates a cycle that is difficult to sustain. Burnout also changes how you relate to yourself emotionally. You become less patient, less present, and less connected to joy. Even things you once cared about begin to feel heavy. Not because you no longer care, but because exhaustion reduces emotional capacity. And eventually, survival mode becomes your normal state. This is why boundaries matter. Not as punishment, not as selfishness, but as protection. Boundaries are what allow effort to remain sustainable. They help you recognize when you need rest, when something is no longer balanced, and when you are consistently giving beyond what is healthy. Without boundaries, ambition easily becomes self-neglect. There is a difference between discipline and depletion. Discipline says, I am committed. Depletion says, I no longer know how to stop. That distinction matters because sustainable success should not require the destruction of your well-being. If you constantly feel exhausted, ask yourself, do I actually have too much to do? Or have I built an identity around overfunctioning? That question can change everything. Because sometimes burnout is not the only external pressure. Sometimes it's internal permission. Permission to rest, to disappoint people occasionally, and to stop carrying what was never yours to hold alone. You are allowed to be ambitious without abandoning yourself. You are allowed to care deeply about your work without making productivity your identity. And you do not need to earn rest through exhaustion. Because sustainable confidence is not built through constant depletion. It's built through balance, through boundaries, and through the understanding that your worth does not disappear the moment you slow down. inspire beautiful. If this spoke to you today, you're always welcome here. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining me.